To me, enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us, bring us down, bring us down.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Indie Wrestling Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes here. Wow, I am sick because I can't even get my intro right.
Oh no.
Damn. Well, anyway, I'm your host as always, the queen of the Indies, Tiffany. And today it's all about glitter and glam and all that great stuff because we have our great friend, Brianna Bandz. How are ya?
Hi, it's me.
It's you.
How are you guys?
Oh, I'm so excited that you can come on here and like chat with us for a bit.
I'm really excited.
Yay! And it's our first podcast. I get a lot of the first podcasts, which makes me really excited.
I had an interview before, but it was like pre-taped and came out weeks later. This is my first like real deal live podcast. Oh yeah, I have kids in the house. That's why you may hear crying.
I hear ya. It's all good. So, so guys, if you're new here to the Under the Rope series, here I interview everything independent wrestling, whether it's wrestlers, promoters, referees, backstage. I got you covered. If you guys got questions for Brianna, please feel free. Drop them into the chat. She'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions.
Yes.
So,
give me some juicy ones.
Yes. I see my good friend Conrad's in the chat. Everything Pro Wrestling. What is going on? Make sure you give him a subscribe. Also, he's got you covered with AEW, WWE reviews, all that fun stuff. She sounds low. She sounds low.
I am?
It could be me.
Ooh, how do I boost it up? Oh, wait.
Just put your thing like a little louder.
All right, yeah, see if that works. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to work Skype.
No, you sound good to like me. So it could be.
Okay.
It could be me. I could just be taking over a little bit.
Gotcha. Let me know how I sound, guys.
Yeah, because she sounds good on like my end, so I know I haven't touched anything on the settings then. So, all right. But yeah, so this is a very interesting pod. So I feel like you have such an interesting story to share. So being you said like it's all over like I'm trans advocate. Like LGBT community and everything like that. I love for you to share your story with us.
Okay, so like to the guys today in here, I have a kid in the house. Sorry for the crying. So where should I start? Like with wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh my God, what happened? Okay, so I was in 8th grade, right? My story is so funny, actually. I was in 8th grade, and I was obsessed with this reality TV show called Bad Girls Club. If you know about it, you know what it's about. If not, then maybe you shouldn't. It was one of those reality shows where, like, people just fight all the time, a bunch of drama, and I was just living for it. I loved all the drama. So there was this one particular altercation that happened between this one girl, Alicia, and this other girl, Rocky or something like that. I forget. So I looked it up on YouTube, but the altercation didn't pop up. But however, Naomi versus Alicia Fox popped up. And I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I see the thumbnail of it. And you see Naomi drop kicking Alicia Fox. And this is in 2014, late 2014. So I look at the thumbnail and I'm like, okay, this looks super duper interesting, whatever it is. So I press it and then I watch it, and I immediately fell in love with the outfits, the entrances, the moves, everything. And I'm like, okay. Growing up, I always wanted to do something like outrageous that involves me, like in front of a camera or in front of like an audience. But I didn't really know anything about wrestling, so I didn't even think about that. So when I watched it, I just ended up pressing the next video and the next video and the next video, and I just became literally obsessed up from 2014 to when I started training, which was in 2023. What made me finally say, okay, it's time to start training was when I think I was like 21. I'm 24 now. I'm acting like this is so long ago. I was like 21, and like I still had this love for wrestling to the point where it's like I don't only just want to watch it, but I actually feel like I have to get into a wrestling ring. And I told my mom this, and I told my family this at Thanksgiving dinners, like as a teenager, that guys, I want to be a wrestler, and they'll just laugh in my face. They thought it was the funniest thing ever because I'm so small. So they're like, "What are you going to be a wrestler for?" Um, so I felt like I have to at least try or whatever. When I finally was of age and found a wrestling school, I looked it up and I realized, okay, this is like really pricey and it's like a little bit over my budget. So I decided to go back to school to get my radiology license in dentistry. And that way I knew I'll be able to, make some more money and will be able to pay for wrestling classes. So once I graduated from dental radiology school, that's when I got my license and I decided to finally start wrestling. Now, the stressful part about it was that I live in New Jersey. I live deep in New Jersey. So my wrestling school is T2T Brooklyn. I am trained by Logan Black, Tracy Williams, and CPA. That school is all the way in Brooklyn. So imagine having to travel about 2.5 hours to get to wrestling school, and then 2.5 hours to get back home from wrestling school. Wow. And then have to get up super early to go to work the next day, and sometimes super duper sore. So I would go from training from 7 p.m. to 10 something ish p.m. And then I will probably not even get home until maybe 1 ish a.m. And I have to get right back up at 6 a.m. to go to work the next morning.
Oh my.
And do the same thing the next day. Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
I thought you lived here in New York until like you told me the other day. You're like, no, I live in Jersey.
I live in Jersey. Yes.
That's crazy.
I know the things that I do for the love of it,
I hear you. Shout out to Captain Dave's in the chat. What's going on? How are you? That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit more about the school because, like, shout out to Logan Black. Definitely, like, we always talk about him. He's been on the pod, like, great person, and everything like that. And then we have, like you said, T2T, which, I know like Logan Black has put out through like the years that he wanted this to be a completely safe space, and he's very behind that. So talk to us a little bit more about that.
So I found out about T2T through a friend, my friend Jay Karma. Some of you guys may know him, one of my tag partners. I text him and I'm like, hey, I want to start training and I see that you're training at this place. So, let me get some information about it. And he told me about the address and everything, and I decided to join. When I got there, I had no idea how inclusive. I need a minute, please. Sorry.
You're fine. You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had no idea how inclusive it was. So I went there like, okay, I'm going to be the only transgender person. I'm going to have a lot of issues. It's going to take a lot of, building respect, but I was just like, you know what? I love this and I'm willing to go through whatever to get to where I want to go to. So I got there and I seen like how diverse and like welcoming it was. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is my home. I'm going to stay here. The first day was freaking amazing. My first day there, it was Tracy Williams was there and CPA was there too. And and it was super duper fun. Everyone was so nice to me. Um, a few weeks went by, and I wanted to quit because wrestling is fucking hard. And I was just like, I felt like I was not built for it at all. Like we were doing drills, I was doing the drills completely wrong. I was just horrible, like the worst person ever. And I went to Logan Black, and I was like, okay, how long does it take for someone to get good at this? Because I was just like, I felt like I was just going in there and just messing up everything. And it was just like, I felt embarrassed, even though I shouldn't be embarrassed, because it was literally like my first 3 weeks, you know, like you're not going to get it like that. Um, so he was like, just take your time. Once you get to the 6 month mark, then we'll see how you're progressing. And sure enough, like I started progressing, and here I am. Um, the coaches there, like I said, is Logan Black, Tracy Williams, and CPA. Logan Black, like I said, that's like my papa bear. That's dad. Okay. He became a really big father figure to me, and I really appreciate him so much. Like words cannot explain. Tracy Williams, that's like my uncle. Like he is just so freaking cool. I love how I only see Tracy maybe once or twice per month, but I can always reach out to him about anything. CPA, I know a lot of you guys know CPA. Freaking, that's like another uncle. He's fucking hilarious. CPA is like, you guys watch CPA and you laugh at him because like the shirt and the tie and stuff like that. If you have a conversation with CPA, you will literally die laughing. His humor is just the funniest shit ever. Like I love to be around CPA so much. He is so funny.
He's
so
the
yeah,
best.
that's another one. Like he's freaking awesome. I love my coaches.
I love that. Let me give some love in this chat. Ryan Peterson's in the chat. He goes, hi, Tiff, and hi, Brianna, a.k.a. the
Ryan.
center stage of classic winner.
The classic winner.
And Zach's in the chat. He's writing hot sauce.
Hot sauce, yes. I love Tracy. Tracy is awesome. So freaking cool.
I love that. Okay, so for a fan that's never seen you wrestle before, and watching this interview, what is the go-to match that you would recommend for them to watch to become an instant fan?
Oh, okay. So it is, oh my God. I was talking about this before. Oh my God, it's so hard. Okay, cool. There's two.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the first one is myself versus Logan Black. That match is on my YouTube channel. That match was like so freaking good. I did a freaking Canadian Destroyer. Like, what? So that happened. That was a really fun match. It was really good. I was super duper scared, and it was just like a freaking really cool experience. The other match will be myself versus Paris Sahara. That match means so much to me because me and her faced each other in New Kensington, Pittsburgh, and that is a very, like, that's a town that does not really, accept Black trans women at all. So for us to be on such a huge indie show and be, a singles match on there was so freaking cool. And we made number 15 of the matches that happened on that show last year.
Oh, wow.
Out of like 200, I think. It was just like a very special moment. Like the bell started ringing and we just got like this big applause that just like, before we even touched each other. I was crying before the match. I hit a suicide dive on her. And like, as we're laying on the floor, I start crying again.
Aw.
Because I'm like, it's just the fact that I'm a part of something so like iconic. The match happened, and then we got to the back, and MV Young, he just gave us like a really big hug because he was super duper proud of us. And then we both started crying again. That was a really good match. I got my ass whooped in it, but it was like a very proud moment for me to do something so cool like
I love
that.
I definitely love it. Look, I got tissues, so like.
I don't cry anymore about it. Now I watch it and I just get chills. I don't cry about it anymore. But I love that match. That's a really good match.
I love that. That's why I always like to ask, because we'll talk about matches, but like I know you guys are your biggest critics, and like maybe like I like something, but like maybe you hate it. So I always like to ask, like, you guys, like, what is it? Like, what's your favorite match that, you would recommend and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I love that for you. So
Thank you.
So it's funny. I'm mixing in fan tweets randomly into this interview. So I'm going to go back and forth. So we're going to go, because how people were asking the questions, I wanted to kind of like go that way with these questions. So this one's from David. He goes, who is the inspirations for getting into wrestling? And in the ring, Brianna is so good. The step up spinning head scissor into the arm bar that he wanted to stress to talk about. So
why don't I remember myself doing that? I don't know why. I really don't remember. When did I do that?
Dave, you're gonna have to like leave the comment like below. I swore.
Yeah,
like,
is he here?
I don't know. This was a tweet.
Oh,
that was a tweet.
Comment. Oh yeah. I really don't remember doing that. I really don't. And it's like I'm trying to like visualize it in my head. I'm like, that sounds crazy. I mean, I guess I did. I don't know.
You blocked it out of your head?
I guess. I don't remember doing it.
Maybe you think it was bad that you blocked it out?
I guess so. I guess. So you said, who's my inspiration?
Yes.
Okay. My number one inspiration is Mercedes Moné. That is one girl where it's like, the moment I watched her debut on Raw, it's like I just seen something, like I saw myself in her. Like it's just one of those things that you can't really explain. Like
right.
It's just everything that she did, everything she wore, her demeanor, her entrance, everything. I'm like, oh my God, like I love her. So Mercedes Moné has always been my favorite since 2015 when I heavily was into wrestling and like first got into it. I want to say someone else who really inspires me a lot is Jade Cargill. I love Jade Cargill because even though her and myself are two completely different built people, like her attitude and her fierceness and her like demeanor, especially like in her AEW days, like, like Aura, hello, like how can you not love her? Like she's super duper inspirational. So those two are definitely my inspirations when it comes down to getting into wrestling. I love them so much.
I love that. I always said that even when I was doing my AW podcast, that Jade was such a inspiration, I feel like. So here's like someone like, like between like the bodybuilding and everything, and there's like you come into wrestling and you look like that, and that she trained and she just had this look about her, right? And it's all about, the confidence, right? Like, and that's like something in wrestling too. It's like having that confidence for a fan, to gravitate with you and everything.
Yeah, it's like you, Jade Cargill, girl. No one looks like her.
Yeah.
No one looks like her. No one.
I love that. Okay, so we have more fan tweets. This one's from Female Classic. Her first one is, which one is your favorite gear?
Out of my gear?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I wore so much crap. All of my gears look the same. They're just different colors. I want to say right now it's the black one with like the pink and the silver in it. Maybe because that's my newest one, so I like it more than anything else. At first, my favorite gear was the silver one, which I like a lot. Some days I like the silver one. The other days I feel like it looks like foil. So it's like, it's really hit or miss with me.
Looks like foil.
Like some days I like it. And Angelo Carter, like one day I was asking people which gear should I wear for the that Fatal 4-Way when I won the trophy. And Angela was like, wear the silver one. And I'm like,
course.
Okay. And I was like, I picked it up like that morning. I'm like looking at it and I'm like, this looks like foil. I'm like, nope, we're gonna wear pink today.
Oh.
Put the pink one on.
Of course he says silver because like
I wasn't even surprised that he said that. I was like, you know what? I expect that from you. What everybody else say?
I love that. All right. Her next question is, who is your dream opponent match and like what stipulation and what promotion?
Ooh. Okay. So, dream opponent. Right now, my dream opponent is Gabby Forza.
Yes. Let's go.
Even though we got a little glimpse,
Mm-hmm.
we got a little tease of each other in that fatal four-way when I won the trophy. Um, I feel like there's just some unfinished business. Like
Ooh.
we didn't really get to do much, you know. So Gabby Forza is my dream opponent as of right now. Um, I'm going to get crazy with the promotion because my favorite promotion is GCW.
Ooh.
So GCW will be like freaking cool. Myself versus Gabby. Stipulation. I feel like we will kill it in maybe I want to just say no disqualification.
Ooh.
I don't want to say death match because death match is a little too brutal for me. I don't
Yeah.
know. Death match is it's a little too much. Like when they get the glass and they jam it in each other's head. Like I don't have time for that. I have to go to work on Monday. Okay, so no.
How about
Yeah.
a glitter and no match?
Yeah, like glitter versus gnome. Like we can do something like that. That would be freaking
Ooh,
cool.
I'm here for this. It's like
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what this match is all about, but I'm here for it. Glitter and gnomes, okay?
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
It's funny because I was there live for the four-way, and I remember Gabby was by me on the floor, and then you got the win, and me and Gabby were like literally looking at each other. She's literally on the rail looking at me. She's like, Tiff, and I'm like, and we're just like literally looking at each other with our mouths open. It was the most funniest moment that like I shared with her.
One thing about Brianna Bandz, she is going to shake up the system no matter where she's at. Okay? I told them the moment that you give me an opportunity for any type of trophy, any type of championship, anything that is big that I can have in my hand and show off to people, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it, you know? And, you know, like that was my third match at Cat, and the first two I lost. I can't lose to Nat Castle twice and then come into the fatal four-way and not win. Like, so yeah, my first win at Cat was a big one.
I was there. I was there for all your matches at Cap. So yeah, I was the one in Melville with you and Nat, and of course the Cap TVs. I'm usually always at.
Yeah.
So except the last one, but I mean, like I'm usually there, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the four-way was fun. That was a fun one.
Yeah,
That's on YouTube
that was a really fun one.
if anyone hasn't
That was when
watched
the
it.
crowd turned on me.
Yeah. They do. These crowds, they turn on you.
They did. I'm like, literally, I kid you not. So I'm going to pull back the curtain here. So we were in the back before the match happened, and we're talking to Aaron Rourke, and we're like trying to, you know, like structure it up a little bit. And I forget who came up with the idea, and they're like, yeah, so let's do a part in the beginning where like Gabby gets up and they cheer her, Sassy gets up, they cheer her, I get up, they cheer me, and Nat gets up and they boo her.
Right.
So Gabby goes up, they cheer her, of course. I go up, boos. I'm like, what? What happened? What happened? And like, when you watch it back, like I showed my mom the match, and like she laughs at this part every time. When they first started booing me, you see my jaw hit the floor. Because I'm like,
confused, like
it was so like crazy. So that's when, you know, the match happens, and as the match is happening, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, okay, these people don't like me. Why am I going to try to make them like me by like trying to be a baby face here? You know, like just like in real life, if someone doesn't like you, you're not going to try to make them like you. You know?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, you guys want me to be a bitch, so now I'm going to be a bitch. All right. So I was in the match talking so much crap. I was just being a complete asshole, and I won. I started posing in the ring. I'm like, photographer, taking my photos, you know, just being a complete asshole. The match ended, and Aaron Rourke came up to us again, and he's talking to us about it. And he came up to me and he's like, I want to commend you because the way you took that reaction and ran with it and like, you know, just did what you had to do. So I was really happy to get that feedback from him because I love Aaron work so much. Like whenever I go to Cap, I am like running straight to Aaron because I love him so much. He is so freaking cool. And Dante Drago, he was like, yeah, we felt bad because, you know, you're supposed to be a babyface and they boot you. And I was like, yeah, you know, it sucks, but I won.
It happens though, right? Like I've seen it with like a lot of wrestlers, like Landon Hale. I watched like Landon Hale's the babyface. I remember he was in the HO building and they were getting for him, and then all of a sudden there was like somebody that came out that like, you know, was like a HO favorite but wasn't an HO original. I don't remember who it was. And like he got booed, and I'm like, how did Landon get booed?
Yes. These people are creepy.
But you have
to
be good like that. That you have to like, okay, like the crowd is turning me heel, like I'm gonna run with it, you know, like exactly. Why not? You got to do what you got to do. So you know, that's awesome. But I love you though.
Thank you. I was when I wrestled at Cap for Cappy's, the one that just came out, I was like so nervous on a train to get there because I'm like, okay, Bryce contacted me to get on the show, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if he wants me to be a baby face still. I don't know like whether like is that what he wants me to do? And I'm like, I'm gonna have to talk to him because I'm like, okay, I know you want me to probably be a baby face, but it's going to be a little hard for me because, you know, I can't try to get these people to like me and they don't like me, you know? So I saw Bryce and I go up to him like, I still get nervous around him for some reason. I don't know why.
Aww.
Even though he's so like nice. I don't know why I'm like that. I don't know, maybe because he's so tall.
I was just going to say. It's the new character. No.
I think that's probably why. But yeah, I go to him like, Bryce, can I talk to you for a second? Hi, hello. And he comes to me. He's like, yeah, what's up? So I'm like, yeah, they booed me last time. I don't know if you remember. Do you still want me to be a baby face? And he's like, you know what? We're just gonna have to turn you heel because we have no choice.
Yeah.
And we just ran with it. So when I faced Paris, Vandal.
Yeah. Paris Vandal.
When I faced her, I was like, okay, I want to be a heel, but like I want to kind of be like amped up to like the third power. So I went out there, made the usual entrance, and then I just created the whole Center Stage Classic winner, like just being super duper annoying, cheating, screaming over and over again, throwing temper tantrums, literally flipping off the crowd, like doing anything possible to make them like really, really hate me. And they booed me out of the freaking building. Okay. And I felt accomplished. Like I felt like I got my revenge. And then I won. They didn't like that either. So, you know, I was satisfied. I was just super happy that he like, you know, took what I said into consideration. Right. I was scared. I was so scared.
No, that's good. That's great that you're able to do it. Even Zach in the chat said, he goes, that's a really good mindset to have. Good on you for adapting on the fly and making a call that ultimately worked to you and your benefit. So, and then he also said, we stand for Aaron and Dante here. Yeah, we absolutely do here. We love them both.
Aaron and Dante.
Yes. So shout out to them.
Literally, whenever I go to Cap, the people who I always go to, my go-to people are Aaron, of course, Matt and Gabby. Like, those are my girls. Yeah. I love them so much. TK Wild is like,
he's great.
I love him too. He's so freaking cool. Of course, Bobby, Bryce, obviously. Everyone is so freaking friendly.
I know. It's great. They're great. They're all freaking great over there. But I have to talk about, okay, because like Zach's in the chat, we have to talk about your match with Shannon Lavangi, because that's his boy, as he likes to call it, like how I have my boys. That's his boy.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my
But he'll say it. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Wait, was he there for that match?
I don't know. Were you there for that match, Zach? I don't know. Were you there? I don't know. I don't know if he was there.
So.
But that's his boy.
That match was in Boston. Wait, my cat is trying to get in my room. Let me open the door for him.
We get pets on the podcast. We love that here.
This is my baby.
Hi, kitty.
This is my baby.
Oh, hi. Like, what are
He
you
was like he
doing?
picked up, so I had to put him down.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, was he there for that?
uh, he goes, I was there for that match. The picture I posted today promoting the pod was her against Shannon. Okay.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Okay. Oh my god, I could tell you all about that day. I can tell you all about that day. So, oh my god, you know what I just realized? That match was a year ago. It just
Wow.
made a year ago that we had that match. That match was my first ever booking
Mhm.
ever.
Right.
So, I went there and I was just so nervous. Like you can literally ask Angelo.
Mhm.
I could not eat. We went out to eat before the show. I couldn't eat. I was so nervous. I was literally about to throw up because I'm like, this is my first outside booking. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to give my coach a bad name. Um, I just felt like I just had too much pressure on me. And not only that, but also like I feel like a lot of these promoters, they book you, but they don't really know how much experience you do have.
Mhm.
So I didn't want to go in there and make anyone like regret having me there, basically. Because I was so green. I was literally like 6 months in. If that, literally.
Wow.
Um, so I met Shannon, and she is just the most sweetest person you can ever meet. Like, I love Shannon Levangie so much. She is so sweet. And we literally talk about the challenge sometimes. I haven't spoken to her in a while, but like we'll talk about the challenge because that's our favorite, one of our favorite shows. Um, the match was really, really fun. It was really good. I feel like that was the strongest I ever looked. That was my first time working heel because she's super loved. Um, I was bullying the crap out of her. I was like, they think I'm annoying now. In that match, I was annoying. I had my two guys out there helping me cheat. I hit her upside the head with a money gun. I was just being a complete bitch.
Oh my goodness.
All right. And it was just like, that's one of my favorite matches. And to this day, whenever I watch that match back, it's been a while since I watched it, but whenever I do watch it back, when I watch my entrance, I just like get this built up anxiety all over again. Like I feel like I'm in that day again because the amount of anxiety I had that day was just like,
Oh.
it was insane. Like I legit thought I was gonna pass out before the match started. Like it was just,
Oh wow.
yeah. I like literally. People think I'm joking when I say this. Like I wanted to like to just cry because I'm like, even though I worked my ass off to get moments like this, but it's like I don't know if I can do it. If
Yeah.
that makes sense, and it's like no matter what you see me do in a match, it's like I always walk into a match like just saying like, are they sure they trust me with this position? Like, I don't know. It's just something that I have to get over it.
I think that's just gonna take time through like experience, also being a wrestler and
Yeah.
just being used to it. And like, there's always probably gonna be anxiety because we talk to wrestlers all the time, and they say, like, they get like nervous before their match. Like, I don't know if that will ever go away or whatever like that. But I think obviously, like, the
Yeah.
more you have your matches, and as you keep going, like, it'll probably lessen as you go.
Right.
Zach said in the chat, that was my first exposure to Brianna. He goes, bars always set high when anybody's in there with Shannon, and you definitely held your own. He said, girl was a whole menace. He goes, hearing the story tells me that it needs to be run back once Shannon's clear. And then he put the eyes.
Listen, I am a brand new Brianna Bandz now, okay? If they want to run it back, I am more than happy to. I really, I love Shannon so much. I hope she gets well soon. I don't know is she cleared yet? She's not cleared yet,
No,
right?
she's not cleared yet.
No, not
So
cleared
I
yet,
think
but yeah.
soon, though. I think soon. Because
Yeah,
like, there was like a
it's
little bit
been
of
a while.
exposure at Rad Pro that she was kind of like around the December show, not the New Year's show. Like, they kind of like brought her in. So I have a feeling soon. We all don't know.
Yeah.
We did talk to her a little bit, so we think soon. So
I really hope so. I love Shannon so much.
she has to
like,
like
she
jump
is-
off things again. So
I know. Oh my God. Literally, before that match happened between me and her, I didn't know her. Like, so I went on her page and stalked her. And I'm like, this girl is gonna kill me. Like, I see her jumping off of balconies and ladders and stuff. And my friend, like, when the poster dropped that our match was gonna be happening, my friend looked on her page and he sent me like videos of her. He's like, "Are you sure you want to face her?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but like, I'm not going to turn down his booking. So I guess if I walk out with one leg, that's what's going to have to happen." You know? But yeah, Shannon is a sweetheart. She made sure I was so safe. And like throughout the whole match, like we spoke to each other.
That's great.
You know?
She's great.
And Logan watched that match back too, and he liked it a lot. He yelled at me a little bit because I was getting up too slow. I was taking clothesline. Oh my God.
This is how you
Every
learn.
time I took a clothesline, he'll yell at the screen saying, up, get up.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so we just had All Black Everything. This will air on IWTV at a later date. So you and Karen Bam Bam. Karen's been on this podcast. She was like one of like the first like women on my podcast.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we go way back. A lot of these people, like, what are we at? Episode 258. Yeah, I've been through a lot of.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of interviews, a lot of wrestlers. So a lot of these names, a lot of people are familiar with that have been on this pod. So it was funny because I just saw, because I'm multitasking as we're doing this podcast and stuff. So she must finally came on Twitter. She shared the photo that I shared of you guys. That I got that photo of you put her in a lock, and she was like, delete this. But like, I know, like, I talked about this with a couple of people. Like, I think, this was something that Brother Greatness has been wanting to do for a very long time. And, I feel like it was very successful, and he had a really good card. Unfortunately, there was a couple of blips here. This one got sick, this one got injured or whatever like that. Yeah. But the show still was really good. And you guys were the only female wrestlers wrestling on this and everything. Which, like, you killed it, and like people were into it, and like, like people were booing you too.
I know. Oh my God, I'm such a bitch.
She said to me that she wasn't sure, that she thought she was going to be face before the show. And she wind up and then you wind up being heel. I don't know. New York just turned you. Yeah, the fans just turn you here in New York.
I know. It's like, it's insane. Like, literally. And the funny part is, Logan Black, he does not want me as a heel at all. He wants me to be a babyface at all times. And I'm like, Dad, I can do it. So I don't think he really got to see me as a babyface. I mean, as a heel yet, like in person. But for the most part, everyone else likes it. I gotta make him believe in it too.
I like the heel version of you though. It brings something, because it's like, okay, the glitter, the fabulousness, but like, no, I'm a bitch.
Literally. And I was like, I really admire Carmella and Alexa Bliss's heel work, because I feel like heels these days are too fucking cool.
Yeah.
They're too cool for you to hate. Like Rhea Ripley. Like, Rhea Ripley is freaking awesome. And she was a great heel, but she was just too freaking cool for anyone to boo. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I want to be a heel that people legit, like, literally, like, get this bitch off of my screen. That's how I want people to, like, look at me. So I'm like, what's a better way to do that than to literally run away, cower away from everything, scream, be so annoying, like, literally be that thing ringing in people's ears, What else do I do? Oh, flip off the crowd, like, just be a complete menace. So I just took from that. The match was really, really fun. I walked into that match. I was really confident heading into that match, surprisingly. Like, I was nervous going there, but Brother Greatness, you know how, like, spiritual he is. He's like, he's definitely like a preacher. So I was nervous before I went out there, but usually before every match of mine, like, I say a little mini prayer, I always, thank God for putting me where I am. And I always say, like, please make sure I walk out of this match safely, in one piece. I always ask to just to remember everything, just for everything to go well, basically. And I did that, and then Brother Greatness, I just looked behind myself, and and I see him with Shotgun Adams, and he is just giving Shotgun the biggest preaching of a lifetime. Like, you would think that you are at church, okay? So I'm like, okay, let me just erase what I said. Let me head over here, because clearly this is where all the good energy is at. And he took us and bowed our heads down, and he prayed over us to the point where I felt like, okay, I'm going to walk into this match and I'm going to be fine.
I love that.
Literally. And I walked into that match actually hurt, because I hurt my toe last week. I think I told you that. Yeah, so I was nervous, because I'm like, okay, I'm heading into this match. I don't know what we're going to do, and my foot is killing me. And I didn't hurt it even more in a match, which is great. So it was really good. It was really fun.
You and Karen were fun.
Yeah, the last time Karen, Bam Bam, and I interacted with each other was almost 2 years ago, back when I first started wrestling. So it was good to get back in there with her with the experience that I have now, because now I can do more,
right?
And turns to find out, I think Brother Greatness asked her who does she want to face for that show, and she picked me.
Aw.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, you guys were having fun. Like, you guys gotta have to go and like watch this when this is out. I mean, the whole show was fantastic. So, but you were funny. Like, oh, this is my opponent. Like, it was just fun.
The barricade, and you're like right there front and center.
Well, I'm always front and center for all these like matches and stuff like that. It's cool. It's like, I love, if you guys like go and like me and you chatted on the Indie Talks episode and stuff, and like I was talking about everything, and like Tyree's like that, I've been a supporter, for a long time for a lot of you guys or whatever like that, which is like great. And I love seeing like the beginning. I talk about this like on all podcasts, like to watch the journeys from like the beginning. Main Event will always talk about how like I've been there from like the very beginning of like once they started and stuff like that, and it's just so cool to see like transformations of 3 years of, so it's like whether it's like your first match or it's like your 150th match or whatever like that. It's so cool to see, and then to start seeing wrestlers from different dimensions like coming. So it's like, oh, okay, like where you come from T2T, where it's like, okay, like I was going up to Chaotic Wrestling for a while, so it's like I knew Shannon Levangie from watching just like the Chaotic run of like those students. So then when you start combining, and then you're seeing like, oh, like you like coming over to like Create a Pro, and it's like, oh, cool, like now you're working with like Nomi and like like Nat Castle and stuff. Like, it's so cool to like watch all this stuff in wrestling, and we need more of that. Like I always preach that I want to see more of different varieties of like different promotions, different wrestlers working with each other, so so I think this is like very, very important. But I love all this stuff for you, so we're keeping it positive here. All right, let's do another fan tweet. This one's from Good Cop Bad Cop. He goes, I had to cheat a little to have an anagram question, but with bands being an anagram of Z band, which Gen Z band is the best, and which Gen Z solo artist is the best? And he just said, just so you know, Gen Z is from 1997 to 2012-ish.
Which band from 1997 from 2012?
Yeah.
I
know, like my brain would hurt trying to figure this out.
Oh my god.
Yup.
Oh, duh. My favorite band ever, Big Time Rush.
Ah, love that.
I love Big Time Rush. I love Big Time Rush so much. That's my favorite band ever. Oh my god, were they 2012?
Let's look it up.
They were like in that iCarly stage of like Nickelodeon. I want to assume that they were.
Let's see.
Like 2012, 2013-ish.
Yeah, like 2009. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, good. Okay, great. And what was the other one?
Oh, it's solo.
From
like a solo artist. Same like same of the genre of like
like same time frame though, right?
Yeah. This
They're
is
making me
what he
think
does.
today.
He loves to mess with everybody on the podcast. He has to make it complicated.
Who was my favorite artist back then? You see, this is the only reason why it's so hard for me is because 1997, I wasn't even born. In 2012, I was like 11. Like, I didn't really know much about artists. I mean, I would have to say maybe like Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
Like, because I didn't really, I wasn't experienced enough. Like, at that age, I was literally watching Thomas and Friends. I didn't know anything about a freaking band.
These are why these questions are fun, because like we find out things that we don't know, and it like makes me feel old. It was like she's like, I wasn't even born then. I was like, oh god, like, oh god, like I'm like, okay,
I wasn't trying to. I'm just like,
I'm still 22. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. I'd love to go back 20 years, literally.
Oh my goodness,
I would love it. It would be great.
I love that.
All right. Okay, so here's a fun question. She goes, so nowadays, like, we see like, like the video games and everything like that, right? So, and then like what's cool is you see the fans creating independent wrestlers and putting like promotion rings in there and like all sorts of crazy stuff and whatever like that. So someone made you, so like talk to us about like, like, oh my god, like, like how honored it is like that somebody's creating you in a video game and playing you.
No, literally, how did I find out? I think I was actually at work. And I just like for funsies, I Googled myself just to see what will pop up. And I seen a YouTube video pop up, Brianna Bandz versus like
Rhea Ripley or something, yeah.
Yeah, like Rhea Ripley, like facing all these people. And I'm like, what? So then like I click it and I watch it. I'm like, oh my God, this person made me, and they made me look so like
you.
Good.
Yeah.
Like they got
the gear
down pat. Like it was just like, what the hell? It was just it was amazing. Like it was so freaking cool. And it was like one of those moments where it's like, wow, like you're really one of those people who you used to look at all the time. It just blows my mind to know that people actually watch me and then create me in a video game and like play as me, and then like you see the moves that the character does, because I play the game all the time, but you see the moves and like they got the moves that I do. It's like to know that people pay that much attention to what I do is just like, it's amazing. Like I can't even explain it.
That's so cool. I was like, we gotta
so
talk about this. I was like, this is just like a cool thing that like people do, that fans
so cool
make that. And it's like, oh, okay, like, well, I can make these independent wrestlers. I'm sorry, I keep wiping my nose. I'm like losing my mind with so anybody who's watching this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mine is running too. It is fine.
Oh man. Zach says, Big Time Rush rule. Have you been to one of their concerts? So wild that they're back prevalent in this current time.
I have not been to one of their concerts. I was going to go to one, but something came up, so my friend ended up going by himself.
Oh.
I have two other friends who are heavily into Big Time Rush as well, and they went to the concerts as well. The next time they go on tour, I think they actually are, but I don't know if they're coming to New York. I have to like look at it. But
everybody comes to New York, that.
Yeah, so it has to be, right? Yeah. I am making it my mission. I have to go see Big Time Rush in concert. I have to. I know every song. I have to see them. I have to.
You have to come to New York because she needs to see you. We're putting it out. We're putting it out into the universe.
Yes. And Kendall from Big Time Rush, I had the biggest crush on him ever. And then I found out that we have the same birthday.
Oh, so it's meant to be.
This is meant to be.
It's just meant to be. Oh, wait. We gotta do the heart. The heart.
Right. Me and Kendall. Kendall, if you're watching this, I love you. Oh
She
my God, I
wants to
had
be
the biggest
front
crush.
row, okay?
Yes,
Front row. She'll wear your
yes.
stuff. Like, come on.
I need to.
I
I
love
need
that.
to.
I love that. All right, let's talk an important question on this podcast, Wrestling with Positivity. So is there anything that you could share with us that maybe a fan's done for you, maybe you done for a fan, maybe a wrestler's done for you, maybe you've done for a
Mhm.
wrestler, anything that we wouldn't know unless you shared?
Um, I had this one girl. Oh my God, such a nice story. So she was following me for a really long time, and she found out what wrestling school I was going to, which is T2T in Brooklyn. So she reached out to, no, she didn't reach out. Who reached out was her parents,
Hmm.
because she's 14 and she's in the process of transitioning.
Okay.
So her parents reached out to my school, and they were talking to one of my coaches, and they're like, "Hi, we're interested in, coming in for a day. We see that Brianna Bandz um trains here, and we would like to see if her and our daughter can converse with each other, because maybe Brianna can give her a some advice, because of, like, growing up and, being transgender in a world that's, like how it is and stuff like that." So it was such an honor to, have my coach sit me down and say, "Hey, like, a person reached out to us because they feel like they need to have their daughter meet you." And I kid you not, like, it felt amazing to me. But literally the day before that, I literally got a concussion.
Oh no.
So I was like in the stage of loud noises, horrible. Lights,
Oh no.
horrible. Like, I was just so done. Like, I was like, listen, like, I can't with anything. But being that they were telling me that this girl is getting bullied, and like she just really needs someone to talk to her, and that she watches me and she really, like, really admires me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get out of my bed and I'm gonna travel to New York, and I'm gonna meet her. I'm gonna meet her. So I was in so much pain, and I went there and I met her, and I spoke to her for like 2 hours, and I spoke to her dad for like, just as long too. My coach was like showing her, how we do things and stuff like that in the ring, because she came in for like a day of training or whatever. I was hurt, so of course I couldn't train, but I was just there. Um, Her dad really, really appreciated what I did. Um, the only thing is, like, I can't really remember much because I was so out of it, and it
Right?
was so hard for me. Like, I was like, I felt so bad for her, and I was truly like really interested in like conversing with her. But being that I just got this concussion, not even 24 hours before, it was so hard for me to even like really keep a conversation,
Oh wow.
Like, she's talking to me, and like I'm just like, I can't even like really focus, but like I'm interacting still, and like I really hope, I don't think she thinks I was being rude, because I told her, I literally just got concussed.
Hmm.
Literally. So she knew that I was like really out of it. I don't think she think I was being rude, but like I admire her so much, and I think she's so courageous, and I really, really, I told her parents that I really appreciate them, because not even just them interacting and contacting me, forget that. The fact that they accept their 14-year-old transgender daughter and really, like, support her and helped her do something like this. Like, that is just, I was like, please be this supportive for her all her life, please.
I
A lot
love
of people
that.
don't have that privilege.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, even though I was less than 24 hours from being concussed, I went there and I met her, and I was super happy that I did that. I just can't remember much from that conversation, because I was out of it. I was so out of it. Oh my God.
Oh.
Literally. But I still talk to her to this day.
Oh,
Like,
that's
to this day,
amazing.
that was in August. So to this day, like, I still talk to her. I converse with her whenever she needs advice. I always say, listen, text me. I will always answer. Always.
I love
I will
that.
always answer. Yes.
That is like, see, this is why this important question. I see what you wrote, Zach. This shit's funny. Which I'll bring up right after or whatever like that. But these are the reasons, like, you know, like there's so, like you and me had this conversation before the show on Saturday. There's so much negativity in wrestling, so much bad, right? And nobody talks about like the good. Well, not nobody, but just I'm saying, like a lot of people don't focus on the good. And I made sure that this was such an important thing on my podcast that I talk about with everybody, because the stories that come out that people don't know, these stories need to be shared. You know, and this is such a beautiful story, you know, that somebody felt that they can connect with you. And like you said, the parents, you know, like being supportive. I mean, you have people that, you know, like they just don't support like wrestling in general or whatever like that, you know? So for this, a 14-year-old girl who, you know, wants, you know, and getting bullied and everything like that, like that, this is such a beautiful, you know, story. Yeah. So
she's doing good now, though.
I love that.
Yay! She just transferred to a new school, and she's doing good. I'm so happy for her. I really am.
So as for Zach, said in the chat, he goes, Tiff said important question, and my brain went to the cereal question. So I guess we're gonna have to bring it back because it's just starting fights on this podcast. And shout out to Good Cop, Bad Cop, because like, you know, and Conrad, Everything Pro Wrestling, who started the cereal question, and I had it pinned on my social for a while, and I changed it.
Really?
But yeah, but it's been on this. So this wasn't my question, just so you know, whatever like that. It just started wars on the podcast or whatever like that.
Oh, God.
So the question was, how do you eat your cereal? Do you put your cereal in first and then your milk, or do you put your milk in first and then the cereal?
What the hell?
Yo, this started like a whole war on this pod.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we all do cereal first and then milk, but the only exception for you to put milk first is if you finished your cereal and now you want more. So of course now there's already milk inside the bowl, so you put cereal in there, you know, like that's the only way it should be. If you literally get milk and put it in a bowl and then put cereal afterwards, you're literally a psychopath. Like you like, I literally can't defend you.
Oh, you know? God, yeah, this it started wars on this podcast, just, you know, like
that. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it started and it went off of social too, and people were going at each other, wrestlers were going at each other. They're like, well, he looks like he would put the milk in first and then cereal. It's like, okay, but yeah, it started a whole bunch of shit on this pod, just so you know. So you know, I haven't asked it for a while, but shout out to Good Cop Bad Cop, because he doesn't live it down, because he'll always tweet at me something ridiculous of ridiculous. Cereal, something of putting it in pickle juice, or the most craziest things he tags me in. So you know, I feel like Alyssa, I'm just the messenger here,
and I love pickle juice, but that was just insane.
Yeah. All right, so I have two final questions for you. You know, if anybody else has anything, you know, drop it into the chat, and then we'll go into what you have coming up. All right, so we're just beginning pretty much 2025. So what are some goals that you have?
Ooh, I want a championship.
Ooh.
You know, like I've been wrestling all year. Last year was like my rookie year. And I feel like during my rookie year, I accomplished a lot of cool things. And I feel like now I truly know who Brianna Bandz is. And now I just feel like raising hell and letting these people know who I am. And I've been doing a pretty good job at that. Now I want gold. And the Center Stage Classic Trophy, you know, that was great. That was fun. Mm-hmm. That was nice to have in my hand for a few minutes. But I want a belt.
Ooh, she's coming. She's calling you all
out. I want a belt. So
she's calling you out.
I want a belt. So
she's calling you out.
There's only a matter of time.
Ooh, you hear it here first. I don't know why I keep thinking right now is like you being heel And like a way to just piss people off is just throw glitter, because people like, as much as like people like me, like I love glitter, but I could just see how mad people would get with glitter.
They would be. They will be, you know?
Because it will be all
Glitter is
over.
so messy. And I have so much glitter here. Like, and I don't even know what to do with it. So I think, why not bring it to wrestling and throw it at someone, you know? Might as well, right?
I just like, my brain is turning on like all these things that you can do.
I might as well.
I gotta get blamed for that now.
Something.
Like, fucking Tiffany. Fucking Tiffany, she's banned.
When it happens, I'm letting everyone know it's because of you.
Fuck. I'm dead. That's it. Tiffany's been canceled. The Queen of the Indies is no longer. She's been dethroned. Like,
Right.
I'm dead. I'm dead. All right. So my last final question is, I always like to end it off, because we always have fans that tune in that, you know, maybe they want to get into wrestling, or maybe they started wrestling or whatever. I know like you're still kind of like new, but you're seasoned enough that you could share some, you know, like some fair words to these people.
Yeah. To the people who are like looking to start wrestling themselves. Like to
Yeah. Oh, you were asking me. Yes, I was like, yeah, like for, you know, both.
Oh, okay. To the people who are looking to start training, from my experiences, I want people to know that, for one, to listen. Okay, I understand that you may watch wrestling and you feel like you know how to give someone a suplex, or you know how to bump. You don't. You don't. Okay. So there has been plenty of times where someone will try to move too fast and they're just not ready to do that yet, and they will either hurt themselves or someone else. Just listen, take your time, you know, listen to the coaches, and, you know, just listen, okay? Other than that, I would say know that your process is your process, no one else's. I'm saying that because for myself, when I started training, and I seen how, you know, as a rookie, while everyone else is in the ring doing drills and they're killing it, me as a rookie, I had to stay on the sidelines and just keep on doing rolls, those beginner rolls, all for 3 hours. Okay. So just know that eventually that will be you in that ring doing those rolls. Just take your time, practice your fundamentals, so then that way, when it is time for you to do those drills, you can do it flawlessly. Okay. That's my advice to those people.
I love that. Oh,
Yeah,
it's like
and just don't
different.
give up.
Yeah, definitely different advice. So I was, a lot of people say a lot of the same stuff, but I love that, because you gave like such a different perspective, you know,
Thank you.
than other people. So thank you, you know, for that. So let's talk about, you know, like if fans want to come see you, like, you know, like what do you have coming up so they can come and see you? I know I have like one of the flyers. We're going to put it up on the screen. So you have 880 Wrestling coming up.
Yes.
So that's February 14th. So
Yes. Valentine's Day.
yeah, they should. The fans should bring you some presents. With it, should they bring you?
Right. Like, what the?
Bring more glitter.
Yes. So 880 Wrestling is, I don't know if you may know, but 880 Wrestling is my school's Pittsburgh location.
Mhm.
So over at 880, they have weekly shows. Every week on Thursdays, they have episodes live. So it's like an episode of Monday Night Raw
Love that.
every Thursday. And then once a month, on a last Friday or something like that, that's their big shows.
Mhm.
So I'll be there on the 13th and also the 14th. So both shows.
Nice.
The weekly show and the big
Big
show.
shot.
Over there, to those who do watch, you may be familiar with how I was torturing Tati all last December. And yeah, we got into a big brawl. We got into it really big on the internet. And then we had our blow off match, and pulling back the curtain a little bit right here, the referee cut our time when he wasn't supposed to. So Um, that match didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen. So we're gonna have a rematch on February 14th, and I'm very, very happy because this time we can do everything that we need to do to make sure that it is a very good show. And this time it will be for the championship.
Ooh, love that. Love
So, like
that.
I said, Brianna Bandz wants some gold. So
She's coming for the gold.
now it's time.
Yes. This is like between the glitter, the shoes, lighting up, and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now you need some
We're
on the
missing
waist.
a belt.
We need on the waist.
We need the belt, right? So February 13th and 14th, you can see me both nights in Pittsburgh.
Awesome.
Long drive. Okay. Long drive.
There you go. So I have it up on
Yeah.
the screen. Perfect. Anything else coming up? Maybe there's stuff like probably that's not announced yet. And
right now, I mean, I am going to be in something in March, which will be in New Jersey, which will be my first time wrestling in front of my family.
I love that.
But that's still in the works. I don't know what's really going on. As of right now, really nothing else. Surprisingly, usually I always have something coming up, but this time I'm really free.
So you got to book her. Book her.
Book me.
So
I'm
tell
free.
everybody where they could follow you so that if they could book you, and they should be following you and they should be booking you.
So you can follow me on all social medias at It's Brianna Bandz. Very easy to find. And yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I do a lot of trolling, so do not take everything that I say seriously. Jeez. Oh my goodness. And you can watch some of my matches on YouTube. I'm starting to post some more because I stopped posting them. So, yeah.
Oh, I feel like, everything's like popping in my brain now. So I'm thinking like now you need like a necklace when you come out to Cap that says bitch. Like,
oh my God.
How funny with it.
So right.
Right? So like when you're on the heel,
Yes.
Brianna, then you can Brianna bitch Bandz.
I need to. They will, oh my God. Seriously, they will love that. And
Right?
also, oh, yeah.
But like, read the necklace.
Exactly.
I feel like
they already can't stand me enough.
I can't. We
Literally,
love.
the last time I came out over there, the boos just erupted. I'm like, wow. Show me how you really feel.
I want to give Matt some love in the chat. He popped in. Hi, Matt. How are you? Appreciate you coming in here. So, yeah. So I think we like covered everything. Like, unless there's like anything else like you want to like share with the viewers, and if you're watching this later or whatever.
Really, that everything that I said is really that's it. I'm just, when I say Brianna Bandz takeover, it's not just a catchphrase. It's something that I truly am trying to make happen. I am truly trying to take over, and literally every facility that I end up in. And I've done a lot in 880. I've done a lot in different places. Now I'm just popping up on the scene in Cap, and that's next.
Ooh. She's coming for Gabby's gold.
I got the trophy. I won the Fatal 4-Way. I basically beat Nat, Sassy, and Gabby. I came back a few weeks ago. I beat Paris. Like,
ooh.
I mean, Gabby, what's holding you back?
I'm sipping my tea, literally.
What's holding you back?
Ooh.
So we'll see what happens.
Okay, I'm here. Glitter and no match. I'm here for it. I love that. All links are in the description below if you want to follow her. I made it a little easier for you to just click the links below. So make sure you give her a follow. Go say hi to her at the shows. If you haven't watched her, please feel free, go watch her. There's plenty of matches on YouTube, IWTV, all that fun stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
You can catch her. So I appreciate you coming on here, chatting with us a little bit. I love that. Conrad in chat says the way you're holding the cup made me laugh. I said I was sipping the tea. Sipping the tea. Okay.
Throw some tea for her.
The tea. I'm sipping the tea. I'm waiting for the match. I need something in this. Seriously. Anyway, thank you guys for all your questions, all the love. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Indie Wrestling Corner. My podcast.
Support my girl.
Thank you. My podcast with Jermaine Marbury is going to be moved till next Wednesday. I know we were supposed to do the podcast next Wednesday. Something came up, so he will be back next Wednesday. Quasi Asente's coming on next Tuesday, so we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna fight about like pork. Because we were fighting on social yesterday about
one of my brothers.
That's your brother. So this is another long time podcast that should have happened like a while ago, but we're making it happen Tuesday. So, and again, go support my girl. Thank you again for everybody that supported everything. You know the drill. Stay safe. Support independent wrestling. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.
Bye.